Hey everyone, I am Mike of Mike Test Play, and welcome back to Pokemon Colosseum. Last time, we ended our adventure here at the Snag'em Hideout by snagging a Shadow Bayleaf. And the Snag'em Hideouts thing has not changed. Now, nothing else in the world has really changed at this point. I've been everywhere. I checked, as always, I checked to see if there was new dialogue. The only things that are now different, if we go to a new location, we do get an email. Which, is kind of cool. Another Shadow Pokemon list from Nett. Hey, Nett. Hey, it's Nett. I analyzed the Shadow Pokemon list again and discovered 6 more. The additions are Ursaring, Skiploon, Quagsire, Tropius, Skarmory, and Sunflora. Look for more updates! We have one of those in our party, but we now know about a Shadow Ursaring, as our snag list continues to grow, but, we still don't know who has the Quilava. But we now have Bayleaf, and, now know that there's a mystery Smeargle and Ursaring around there. Somewhere. Anywho, Rogue Kale. Yo, what I told you was useful to you, am I right? How chipper are you feeling? Let me see. Rogue Kale here, if you talk to him after the unique dialogue, has downgraded. I don't know why. But this is true for the entire rest of the game. Rogue Kale's team was, upper 50s. The Curlia was a Gardevoir. And now it's back down to 40, which is where he was for a lot of the game. He is the only trainer to go through a downgrade throughout the entire game. Actually, throughout both games. And I don't know why. He seemed to have that battle just for the event in the postgame. Just for, you have to battle Kale twice throughout the game. First to get his Spirit, and then second to, learn about the Snag'em Hideout. I really don't know why he downgrades here. It makes sense for him to battle you every time you come to town. That's Kale's whole thing. He's the rogue who stands at the entrance Pyrite and battles people, and, I guess the intention is he's going to rob them when he baits them. It's really weird that he downgrades. Also, I think Mapearls, when Mapearls leveled up there, I think Mapearls crossed an interesting threshold that we'll look at in just a second here as we steamroll his team of level 40s. We're in the postgame with a team of 60 plus, and he's just like, hey, want a rematch with my weaker team, which includes 3 Pokemon who have not yet fully evolved, even though you battled them in their fully evolved team, 10 minutes ago? And an hour ago, closer to it. But I couldn't do it again! It's just really strange. And I don't know why. But, I learned how tough you are battling. It's a full-body experience. Yeah, I battled him after every possible scenario in the postgame. He never re-upgrades his team. That's it. He's just weaker now. And I just find that really, really interesting. Also, Fatine, Grand Seer of the Future, still talking about the Under. Never updates again. Just weird. But anyway, now that we have defeated Kale and gotten his unique dialogue, I also just want to make sure that I'm not missing anybody with my lists. Nope, just head right to Secc. Yeah, post-game is going to be a little bit rapid fire, so we're going to see what? What's what? As we go right back to Secc. Oh, hi guys. My tip about the Shadow Pokemon was useful, wasn't it? Yes. Now. That's it. Those are the only new pieces of dialogue. It's just Secc and Kale talking about what happened. Now, interestingly, emails appear when you change locations in, the overworld here. The only one that doesn't count is if you go from Pyrite Town to the Under using this, and of course it does. It does, no wait, I got that wrong. It does count if you use this entrance. My notes were a little bit confusing there. If you use the elevator, it doesn't. Trouble in Under from Secc in Pyrite Town. Hi, big guy. We've been hearing about shadow Pokemon from people visiting the Under from Pyrite. A lot of the visitors have seen the shadow Pokemon. Nett in the Under should have more information for you. So yeah, if you go to the Under from the elevator, that email does not trigger. But if you go to the Under on the overworld, it does. And I just find that funny. Yeah, I literally have it in my notes. Via the elevator does not count as triggering emails, but the overworld transition does. Meant to show it in reverse. Didn't. Oh well. I'm only human. I mess up sometimes. But, let's just go to the Under the old-fashioned way, because, you know, I think it'd be fun. And because I want to show something, so... You know, multiple people in the Under have now seen a shadow Pokemon. I find that interesting. As, most of them are still just talking about Ryogam Tower. Nobody here has any new dialogue, with the exception of Nett. However, interestingly, one trainer will battle you in a new way. I want to show it, because I have it in my notes, and I trust my notes, even when I misread them. So, you know what? Yeah, my pearls and bay are fine here. What's up, Gurks? Huh? What's that? You want to know about a shadow Pokemon that I battled? How about we battle first? If you win, I'll happily tell you about that shadow Pokemon's trainer. This is interesting, because technically speaking, we're not supposed to know that Gurks is the one who battled the shadow trainer yet. We will find out about it. But you can just walk up and battle it. You don't need to go to Nett first. We're still gonna go to Nett afterwards. But also, you know, double Wailord. I kind of buried the lead on this one. Double Wailord! His other Pokemon are gone. It's just 2 Wailords. Look at how big the field is. Look at their majesty. Look at how tiny all the people on the other Pokemon are. Look at this majestic floating whale of awesome. And one's gone. Like my favorite random battle in maybe the entire Pokemon series. This is just 2 Wailord on the field at once. They're gigantic. They're high level. They're, you know, hilarious. I love Wailord. I love the giant sprites. I love when the games actually acknowledge how gigantic Wailord is. You know, it's good stuff. Very quick battle. But fun fact, first time I ever did this battle, like when I beat Colosseum when I was a kid, these Wailord caught me totally by surprise because they're like mid-50s. I came up with the Raikou like, aha! And the Wailord KO'd the Raikou during the battle. I'm not sure how, but they did. And it's just a fun memory for me. Alright, I promised that I'd tell you about that shadow Pokemon. The trainer was this guy named Rosso in a flashy red outfit. He had a shadow Quilava with him. Yep, it's the 3rd of the original mystery troupe, now just Cypher Peons, which is kind of boring. But, that is the trainer with the extra shadow Pokemon, with the next shadow Pokemon, I guess, that we'll have to go after. Now, where he is a bit of a mystery. However, now that we have battled Gurks and obtained that information, I would like to talk to the kids grid. Bit is still just talking about Silva. But if you go and talk to Nett, Meg is still just asking if we're okay. Oh, hi Wes. I think there's been a sneaky trainer in the Under lately. There's a guy in front of the junk shop named Gurks. He apparently saw the shadow Pokemon in a battle. The quickest way to find out is to ask Gurks himself. Wes, can you check it out? Even though we already did, he still has this as his... what he's saying. So we know that it's Rosso. And then if we go back to Gurks, I believe... I didn't actually put this in my notes, but I believe that he's still just here. He doesn't reactivate a battle. So I'm just confirming that because I forgot to write it in my notes because I know I checked this the last time. And yeah, no, he's still just talking about Rosso in a flashy red outfit. Really, that was a little bit slow, but we know it's Rosso. We don't know where. And technically, we don't know what Pokemon he has yet. So let's see if it updates. Yes. Even though we don't know he has a Shadow Quilava, the PDA does. I just find that interesting. I just do. I think it's kind of cool, actually. But yeah, we should be getting an email upon changing locations now. So now we'll actually show that even though we are now changing locations, we're going to the Pyrite Building and Pyrite Town from the Under, it should not trigger the email. Even though the overworld transition does. So yeah, no email yet. So I didn't get to show it. It just messed up the first time. Anyway, you know, we got to battle the majestic double Wailords. So I'm quite satisfied with that. And then, you know, we need an overworld transition to find out where the heck Rosso is. Let's just go to the Under. Get that transit. I just think it's so funny. Shadow Pokemon Lab from Marcia of Pyrite Town. It appears as if criminals are gathering at the Shadow Pokemon Lab again. There's more. People have seen a Cypher Peon in a gaudy red outfit with a Shadow Quilava. I wonder what's up. Marcia! Coming through. Members of the Kid Grid outside of Secc and Nett actually doing things. And Bit's been helpful too, but you know. I just, you know, I think that's interesting. That, you know, Marcia is, you know, reporting on things. She's showing some reporter chops here. I like it. You know. Yeah. Anywho, once you get that email, Secc has unique dialogue. Marcia went and got the information this time. You should talk to Marcia and get the full story. And of course, our girl... Oh, wow, hi! You saw my email, didn't you? Something sneaky is going on at the Shadow Pokemon Lab. Sneaky people are gathering there, even some Cypher Peons. So, I just like that they had more than just Secc and Nett doing things. Marcia actually went and got the information. She found out where they are, you know, so that we can go save us the Shadow Pokemon. And that is going to do it for this part. Because now we know our next destination, and it is going back to the Shadow Pokemon Lab. So thank you so much for watching, and next time we're going to be heading back to the lab and seeing what these peons are gathering for. See you then.